Hi, I'm Sally.
And I'm Semma, and we are
The Buffy Babes. We're going to be talking all things Buffy, rewatch, reboot, and fun facts.
So, let's go.
In episode 2, Some Assembly Required, Buffy discovers that someone has been stealing girls' corpses from the cemetery. The grave robbers turn out to be two socially awkward students from Sunnydale High, Chris and Eric, who are using science to build a perfect girlfriend for Chris's dead brother, Daryl, who has already been reanimated. Cordelia becomes their first live target, as for the final piece of a girlfriend, they need a fresh head. Buffy intervenes, stopping the plan, and Daryl dies, choosing to burn with his incomplete girlfriend. So messed up.
Yeah, it's a very messed up one, mostly because the actual evil ones are people. And I hate it in Buffy when the evil ones are people and not a monster. Because I like it to be a bit more supernatural than.
And do you know what I like from, I don't know, so Chris and Eric. Mm-hmm. Chris, I can understand. He wants to bring his brother back. He wants his brother to have a girlfriend. Okay, no.
Eric is just creepy.
Scratch that. I can't understand it. That's all weird.
But I understand him bringing his brother back.
Eric has no motivation in this other than being a creep and wanting to dig up corpses and make.
I think that's it. That's literally
Frankenstein monster's girlfriend. Yeah,
he gets such a high off the whole situation, and I think he's getting a bit power crazed because of bringing the brother back in the first place. He's then like, oh, we can do more, and then like the brother asking for a girl I feel like that was his sort of like, I guess, invitation in his mind to like do all the creepy stuff he's always thought about, I suppose. Yeah. And obviously never enacted because he is just a creepy person with no power, and now he has this power because Chris actually knows what he's doing.
It's the perfect excuse, isn't it?
Yes.
To do what his little creepy desires have always wanted to do.
Annoyingly, we don't know what happens to him after he runs away from the basement. Like, we never see him again, which is great. But actually, it would have made sense for him to be one of the trio now that I think about it.
It would have, yeah.
Because he's so creepy. He's a little bit Warren-esque with a little bit psychopathy and hates women, because I feel like that's what the trio's like as well. And it would have made sense for him to be part of the trio, but obviously we never see him again, which is great, but also annoying that you don't really get that thing of like justice. You want to see him get his
comeuppance, don't you? Yeah. You want to see Buffy kick his ass. You want to see something bad happen to this guy.
She gives him a flying kick, and that's about it. When he's like trying to kidnap. He's trying to kidnap Cordelia in the changing room, and Buffy runs in on him and gives him a flying kick, and I was like, yes, go Buffy.
There's this episode in general is quite similar to similar vibes to I Was Made to Love You. With the robot, wasn't it? The robots. Yes,
definitely similar vibes, but I love that episode. This episode I like because of everything but the actual storyline. So I love the Giles and Miss Calendar and how he's trying to ask her out, and he's all nervous and he's like trying to get advice from Buffy.
Practicing with a chair.
Oh, you idiot. If you call people idiot, it tends to take them out of the dating mode. It's like, like, I just love all of that part. And then like my favorite line that she says is like, add it up, it all spells duh.
Yeah. I love Buffy's advice to Giles. You have a thing. No, I have a thing. You maybe have a thing.
Yeah, let's have a
American teenager. The Giles, Miss Calendar, the Buffy Angel, like all these little
because they
side
start flirting
kind of
more now.
Yeah, holding hands.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love her outfit.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so much good stuff. I love her outfit in the beginning scene when she's like with her yo-yo waiting for Stefan to wake up, which I thought was hilarious because now in Vampire Diaries you have a vampire called Stefan. It's like, oh, is it that one? It's quite funny. But yeah, I just love her whole outfits coming up now because she's sort of like girly / like she's still got her leather jacket and stuff, but she's wearing like cute shoes to like go and fight vampires and things, and it's two things that don't go together, which is what I love about the whole this whole thing about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The girl is fighting the monsters rather than the monsters getting her. So I love that she wears the cute outfits when she goes to do it. Do
you know what? I read something that Sarah Michelle Gellar said where she said if she always wanted to wear her hair up in Buffy because it was just easier for like the action scenes and everything like that. So if there was ever a scene where her hair was down, she said she wanted to choose her own outfit. So if you ever see her in a scene where her hair's down, you know that Sarah Michelle Gellar has picked whatever outfit she's wearing, or like it was her own clothes or something like that. So I thought that was something cool to
That's
look
cool.
out for.
Yeah, very cool.
But yeah,
now
season
I'm
2
thinking
has
back
some.
now, like,
Season 2 has some really good outfits, doesn't it? It's like peak
really
Buffy
good
fashion.
Yeah, especially in like season 4 and 5 when her hair is down. Like especially 5, I remember with that sort of like, I guess Charlie's Angels kind of like glossy. Do you know what I mean? Like I love her hair in season 5. It's beautiful hair. And I do remember every time she has her hair down, she's wearing like either like leather trousers or like a long skirt and always like really nice boots. And she always looks so beautiful with her hoops. And it's just like, okay. Nice. Yeah, so I love all the other storylines, especially Cordelia. I think Cordelia's character and her lines and everything she does in this whole episode helps to lighten the mood, actually. Because even like in the library when they're discussing the fact that these girls have been killed and they might be being dug up, she's just hilariously like, is no one gonna like mention my pain? And Giles is like, there, and she just adds a bit of comedy to the very like dark discussion they're having. And even the same in like the changing room, she's actually getting kidnapped by another student, yet she immediately gets up and she's like, oh, I have to go, they need me, you know. And it's just like,
so I'm the apex.
yeah, exactly. Like she just keeps everything really peppy and like going forwards. Even when they're literally about to cut off her head, she's still just like, you know, it's okay, I'll love you, I'll stay with you. And it's just like she's still got her character. I love her character so much, especially in this episode, because it keeps the whole very dark vibe, very sinister, creepy vibe quite light and watchable, I think. Without her character being what it is, it would be actually quite hard to watch this episode, I think.
Oh, for sure. And I think Cordelia is that kind of character in Buffy, isn't she? Like we get more depth of character as we go along. We've already seen that a little bit. But she's always so... Yeah, something about her stops it getting too dark, doesn't it? That's not true in Angel. Like there's lots of dark stuff going on in Angel, I feel. And she doesn't have that same vibe, same lightness about her. But in Buffy, she does. And in this episode, you really need it, don't you? Because watching it, it's not so hard, I don't think. But when you stop and reflect on the episode, it just becomes so horrible and so messed up. And also, I mean, this episode, I feel, has unfortunately aged really well. Like the way just girls are seen. You know, women are still considered to be objects for men to use however they see fit. You know, like the male loneliness epidemic, all this kind of stuff. I feel like, even though this
I thought that was really on point,
old,
to be honest.
It is still like just so relevant and so horrible.
Yeah. It's annoying that it has aged well, because it's probably one of those things that you don't want to age well. Like you want it to be a thing of the past, but actually I feel like it's more relevant than ever, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And is this Angel's and Cordelia's first interaction, like actual talking? Because I don't remember them ever talking before this episode.
Doesn't she try and dance with him at the Bronze one time earlier on? And he kind of
I think that's coming up.
Is it?
That's coming up to make Buffy jealous.
They must have had some kind of interaction before.
They've been in the same scene, so like the whole thing with the Master and Prophecy Girl, but they've never spoken. I don't think anyway. So I think this is their first time, and I actually really liked it. I find it strange that he wasn't in his normal black attire. He was just in like a white grey shirt kind of situation, and he finds her in the bin, and like they
Yeah.
have a funny like, oh, I didn't the last place I expected to find you here, and they have a little bit of a joke, and I feel like that interaction, seeing them, I now understand why they sort of get together later in Angel,
Mm,
because that sort of, I've never really thought about it in that way. And sort of
mm,
knowing their future, it makes sense because the first sort of interaction we see of just them two, they are actually quite nice and playful, and he gets who she is, and she just, she's herself, and
yeah.
it's really nice, I
They're
think.
very like easy together, aren't they? Very
Yes, very
natural.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's why Angel gets together with her in Angel anyway, isn't it? Because they do just get along and they're a very
Mm,
good team.
mm.
And that it literally is from the start, I think. They're very good together from that scene. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I'm sure that's the first time they actually interact, because now she's gonna start like keep going to Angel and getting him to do stuff and like dance with her, and Buffy's like, don't you
Yeah.
know Angel's a vampire? And she's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Because she doesn't actually know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she doesn't know
That's
yet.
right.
Yeah.
And also the other thing you said about Angel dressing funny.
Yeah.
I read something online that he's dressing more like Xander because he's jealous of him. So he's trying to
Oh.
like channel his inner, you know, standard
Oh, please don't do
American
that. Yeah.
teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't do that, Angel.
You don't need to do that. We love your outfit. But that makes sense because he is really like jealous and like, yeah, that's funny. Because I'm sure he doesn't not wear his black outfits any other time. I can't really think.
Yeah, he's always got his uniform on, doesn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Um,
quite funny to think about. If
hmm.
he's trying to be Xander because he thinks that she likes Xander, he wants to be Xander. It's like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It's so funny, Angel being jealous of Xander.
Mm.
But that conversation that Buffy and Angel have, like right at the start, where Angel calls him a kid, calls Xander a kid, and then
Yeah.
Buffy's like, "Am I just a kid to you too?" It's like, well, you've got a good point there, Buffy. They're the same
It was a
age.
very like groomy conversation, wasn't it? That's what it
It
reminded me of.
was.
Like
Yeah,
when a
yeah,
groomer
yeah.
says, "Oh no, you're mature for your age."
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's what it was like, alarm belling for
Yeah.
me.
Like, oh no, you're not like the other teenagers. You're so much more mature than them. You're
Yeah.
different.
So it sort of like reminds you, like, because you're trying to sort of like enjoy the fact that they're falling in love, but then you're also
Mm,
constantly reminded that he is so much older than her. Because even if,
mm.
I guess technically he wasn't a vampire, he's still, well, I guess he's only 18. She's 16 at this point. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
16.
yeah.
She hasn't had her birthday yet.
No.
So I guess 2 years different, technically, if he's, stopped aging, blah, blah, blah. If you only
Mm,
count it from that, he's technically not that much older than
mm.
her. But then he does have 200 years of experience.
Yeah.
Um,
Whether or not your brain is aging or whatever, you still have that time under your belt. That counts for a lot.
yeah, I'm sure it does. But that's what I've always wondered about vampires because, so say, they are a teenager when they're turned into a vampire. Does that mean
Mm.
that they are forever just attracted to other teenagers? Or because they mature, do they then become more attracted to more mature people? Like, it does
I don't
seem like
know.
they're always just
Yeah.
attracted to teenagers still, no
Yeah.
matter how old they are, which I find really strange because they always seem so wise and old,
I
but then they
know.
still want to date a 17-year-old, which
I
is the
know.
complete opposite in my mind. So maybe that's just the whole plot hole of vampire falling in love
Because
fantasy.
Angel does not act like an 18-year-old at all, does
No,
he?
no,
He acts more like Giles does, but
yeah,
without the stuffiness.
yeah,
But if his brain has stopped developing
mm,
beyond 18, then surely he should still act like a teenager. Like, no matter how many years he's been 18, if his brain is frozen in time at that point,
mm,
surely he just like cannot develop beyond that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know because there's loads of different other vampire lore. Like if they consume blood, their body still functions normally. So like especially in the Vampire Diaries, it's like their body still works, so they can eat, they can, sleep, they can do normal stuff,
Yeah.
but they are technically not alive.
Yeah.
But and other vampire lore is like, yes, they are just stopped. Their heart is not beating. Like in Buffy, their heart doesn't beat. In Vampire Diaries, their heart does beat. So it's very different in terms of like what things happen when you're turned into a vampire. And I guess you sort of have to like take what you can, because Angel does still end up having a child, which technically wouldn't be possible if his bodily organs weren't working.
Yeah.
But in the Vampire Diaries, they are working, so technically he could probably.
Yeah.
But in Buffy, they specifically said that their hearts don't beat, which means that their organs shouldn't be working. So there's like little plot holes there, isn't it? It's like, well, are you working or not?
Yeah. This is another one of those things where I don't think we're supposed to look too deeply into it. And when it comes to Angel being like 240, but going out with Buffy, I don't really want to look too much into it either. Yeah. I like Buffy and Angel together, and I don't want to get icked out by this extremely old man going after a teenage girl.
Yeah, especially at this early stage, this early bit of season 2, when they're all lovey-dovey and cutesy and they can't like stop, especially when they start kissing and then they can't stop kissing because they just love kissing. Like I love all that beginning part of the relationship and seeing how much they're just so into each other, and it's just really lovely to see. Before it all gets doom and gloom, obviously. But I love this part of their relationship, so it's nice to sort of see that develop. Yeah, so I loved everything about this episode but the storyline.
Pretty much, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't like the storyline because of how, kind of accurate it is.
Yes.
Not in men literally stealing women's body parts to make a perfect girlfriend. Although maybe we're not too far off that, but
well, there's AI, so
well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, all the side bits I really, really liked. One thing that I just could not understand watching this as a mum now is why didn't Daryl go and see his mum? Like Chris has, brought him back from the dead. He didn't bring him back from the dead to just be hidden away and then make him a creepy little Frankenstein's monster girlfriend. Like, why wouldn't you go home and see your family? He's only 19. Wouldn't you want to go home and see your mum? I would hate it.
Well, he was just in the basement most of the time, wasn't he? He was at home.
But
he just
why
never
didn't he
came
go
upstairs.
And see his family, his mum, his poor mum is up there, like, gone bonkers with grief, just watching old football videos, and he doesn't even go up and say, "Hi, it's me." She's not.
And it's obviously been years as well.
Has it?
Well, because Daryl obviously died before Buffy came to Sunnydale.
Yeah, because she didn't know about him.
Yeah. So it's or maybe it's been less than a year. I don't know. It's been a long time anyway.
Yeah.
It must have been a year, because I guess if you think of the seasons as years, maybe season 1 is like their first school year together if she started, because then there was a summer break between season 1 and season 2. So now she's in the next school year.
Though, was it? She didn't start at the beginning of the year. Didn't she come in like partway through?
I guess so. I don't actually know. She was wearing shirts and t-shirts and a skirt, so it couldn't have been like winter or something. So I guess I don't really know. But say she did come in at the beginning of the school year when school first started, then it would have been at least a year since Daryl died. Yeah. So the brother would have obviously, because that whole brain dilemma they had of like it needed to be fresh, he would have done it straight away. So the brother had been alone in the basement for a year.
Yeah. But like, surely instead of staying down the basement being like, "Oh, I'm so lonely, can you please make me a girlfriend?" Just go upstairs. I
think the mum would have accepted him, because now watching this as a mum, I completely understand her position. Like before, I sort of like I could imagine But now I completely understand, and I can see why she just didn't bother with the other child anymore, especially like that being her firstborn and him being so like successful and loved, and
and how proud she would have been of him.
Yes, exactly. And then to have that all gone at the age of 19, he would have been 19, she said. So he actually passed away at 18.
Yeah, true.
So it would have, so you could see why she's just there, like that's her life now. And I feel like it would have been so cruel to like just not just say like, oh look, he's back, he's just a little bit messed up, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know?
And then at the end, he chooses to die again. Like this girlfriend of his hasn't even been brought to life. He doesn't know her. She hasn't spoken anything to him. They don't have this amazing connection. She's literally just a dead body lying on a table. And he's like, do you know what? No, I'm going to stay here and burn with her rather than spend time with my family who love me and miss me. And my brother who wanted me back so badly, he reanimated me from the dead. Like all this stuff. Flipping hell.
I think it's not necessarily like her, like herself. It's more like the symbolism of like the loneliness. He must have been so lonely. Because even like I've recently watched Passengers, that space movie when the guy is like woken up 50 years too early and now he has to live by himself. He then wakes up, what's her face, after
Jennifer
only
Lawrence.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
So a year and a half of not being able to speak to anyone or interact with everyone really must get to you. So if Daryl had been
his family,
he did have he did. He just didn't go upstairs.
He still had his brother. He had his brother's creepy friend, which fair enough.
I guess so.
Company.
I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm just trying to understand.
But I cannot understand it. See, being in a spaceship and being literally the only one there. Yeah, maybe you would want some company for however long it's going to be. Yeah. But if you've literally got your family in the same house as you and you choose not to be social with them, you've only got yourself to blame. You're such an idiot.
I guess also the thing of like, I guess he was the hunk and now he's not. So getting through the whole thing of he felt like what he said, he's a monster now. So he doesn't want anyone to see him. So I guess he just doesn't want to ruin anyone's perception of him. And like he does, yes, he has his brother because his brother was the first one that saw him because his brother made him. So he didn't have a choice in that. But I guess his choice to not see his mum again was because he wanted to let her remember what he did look like, let everyone remember what he did look like, kind of thing, which obviously is selfish.
But no mother is going to want to prefer to have her dead son's memory over a slightly altered living son.
A zombie son, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sunnydale. Let's have zombie son.
That just makes zero sense.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. There's a lot of sadness in this episode when you really think about it. A lot of sadness, a lot of creepiness, a lot of scariness. But the rest of the storylines that like add in the relationships that will come out later help to make it more watchable and less sad, I suppose. Yeah. Plus, I love all of her outfits in this. I love it when she wears her long coats and her boots, and it's just so good.
I always forget because every week I swear you mention her hair or an outfit or something, and I don't pay attention to it. So you're like, oh, I loved this dress, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to picture this dress. What did it look like? None of the clothes just sink in my memory that well. Next week, I'm gonna really make a concerted effort to take some notes on her outfits and let you know what I like.
Do. Yeah. What is the episode next week? Obviously, I don't know the order.
Next week is School Hard. Spike.
Yes. Very exciting. Again, she's got some great outfits and great hair in this one, and Cordelia has some great lines.
Is this the one about moisturizing?
Yes. And Buffy's like, there's oil and water and they don't mesh, and Cordelia's like, oh yeah, I can see the oil.
I can see the oil, that's it.
I remember this so clearly and I haven't even watched it in years.
Oh, no, that's going to be a good episode to watch.
So good, so good. So, Sally, do you have any fun facts for us about this episode?
Do you know what? I don't really. I've
Mhm.
got some tidbits, but I feel like it'd be a bit of a stretch to call them fun facts. Um, so in this week's, it was science rather than magic or demonic forces that was behind the villains.
Hmm.
Which, yeah, like you said, we see a lot in season 6, although they use magic. This is pure science. And
Yes.
according to David Fury, when he questioned how the people of Sunnydale were doing all these incredible things like making robots and,
Mhm.
reanimating corpses and stuff, Joss Whedon replied, "You're just way overthinking it. The Hellmouth
Mhm.
should be able to provide us with anything we want to do. The energy that comes out of it makes mad
Mhm.
scientists out of humans who then go ahead and create something evil." So
Yes.
that's why we have a teenage boy able to
Yeah.
reanimate a dead
It's that
body.
manifestation thing, just like the invisible girl.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
She felt
yeah.
invisible, she
Yeah,
turned invisible. He so badly wanted his brother to be alive, he came alive. I
yeah.
think it's more like that. The Hellmouth, the power of the Hellmouth is emanating and manifesting people's desires
Yeah,
and things like that. Like no matter how corrupt or whatever they are.
which is very
Um
convenient for the show because
mm,
they can just bring like
it's very helpful.
whatever crazy ideas they have and make it happen.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, that's very good. Yes, so reboot chat. Let's talk. Let's talk. So I've
Mm.
been sending you lots of TikToks that you can't watch.
Yeah, because I am old and I do not have TikTok.
Yes. But what podcast was this again?
Shut up, Evan.
Yes, so he got to interview Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar this week, I think it
Hmm.
was. It's very recent. It's like in
It's
the
in the
last two
last few
days.
days, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the last few days that it was released, yeah.
Yes, and they had quite a good chat about the reboot, and he
Hmm.
basically asked her, what is the reboot and stuff, and she did specifically say again that it's
Hmm.
not a reboot, it's a
Hmm.
continuation of a world. They're not even picking up from where they left off, which is
Hmm.
another clarification that she hasn't actually given yet. So
Hmm.
they're not picking up from where they left off. They're not continuing the characters as well, which is interesting and helpful for, you know, the whole thing with Xander and Dawn and characters that you
Yeah,
can't bring back.
yeah,
That helps that, I suppose.
yeah,
So it's a continuation of a world with her as a Slayer, but still 25 years, older
yeah,
than she
yeah.
was. So that's very interesting.
Yeah,
What
so
did you
there were
get from it?
some key things that I
Yeah,
picked out of this, and I'm because I couldn't watch the TikToks, I'm not exactly sure what you've seen, like what was
I've
in
seen
those
bits.
TikToks and what was
Yeah.
just in the episode.
Mhm.
So some things to note is Sarah Michelle Gellar, on her views of like how long a season should be these days, because
Mhm.
Evan said, we don't get shows with 22 episodes a season now. Sarah
Mhm.
Michelle Gellar said 6 episodes is too short, 22 is too long.
Mhm.
She said there's a sweet spot in between. So that kind of makes me think
Okay.
that's what Buffy might be. If that's what she
Yes.
thinks a season should be, perhaps it'll be somewhere in the middle, like 12,
Oh, good.
perhaps.
Yeah, 6 is way too short.
6 is way too short. Can you call 6 a season? Ugh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
not.
so.
Yeah.
And then she said her preference for shows is when they drop 2 or 3 episodes in the beginning and then release one per week. And she likes having that one per week, like release
Right.
to watch
Yes.
it, like very old school. So again,
That's
gives
what I
me
was
hope that
saying
that's
last
what they're
week,
going
wasn't
to do.
it?
Yeah, 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 with Disney
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah, like you said, it's not a sequel, it's not a reboot, it's a continuation. And I mean, this kind of terminology does kind of confuse me. Like,
Mm.
okay, it's a continuation. Does that make it a spin-off? Surely a continuation is just the same show. But then
Mm.
she says what did she say? It's Buffy, but it's also something else. Like I
Mhm.
still find the terminology around the show
Yeah,
quite
because it's New
confusing.
Sunnydale as
Yeah,
well.
so she
So
said it's called
Sunnydale isn't blown
Buffy
up.
and New Sunnydale. Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
like a sliding doors kind of show where like,
Like a
you know,
parallel universe.
yeah,
That's
if
what I was
or like if this
thinking.
didn't happen,
Yeah.
then the universe would be on this trajectory instead.
Yeah, I wonder if it was 'cause a bit like, the episode The Wish. if Buffy never
Yeah.
came to Sunnydale, this is what would have happened. So I
Yeah.
wonder if this show is a bit like that.
Yeah. And then, so another quote that she said on that same kind of line is, when she's talking about Buffy New Sunnydale, where Buffy is now in this world, and what is this world that Buffy lives in, with her and without her. The
Okay.
whole with her and without her thing got me like, oh, so are we looking at a world where Buffy is there and then at the same time a world where Buffy isn't there? Like, is it going to be two kind of worlds side by side in the same show, where one where
Yeah.
Buffy's still the Slayer, another where she's died and this other younger Slayer's in? Like, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know
I'm
either,
just
yeah.
reading too much into it, but yeah, that was
Yeah,
something that
because
got
she's
me.
trying not to give anything away,
Oh,
but
I
it's
know.
making us question so much,
I
isn't
know.
it?
I'm literally looking at every little word. And then another one where she says they're not picking up with all the old characters right away. And I didn't know if she took that to mean we're not picking up with all the old characters right away from where the show left off, or
Mhm.
we're not picking up with all the old characters right away. In
Like
that
in the
some of the
first
old
episode.
characters might come back, yeah, later on, and like make
Mm.
appearances later on here and there. So I don't know about that. Depends
I feel
how
like
you
it
read what
would
she
be a
says.
missed opportunity if they didn't bring back old characters here and then as
Yeah,
cameos.
yeah.
It would be a massive missed opportunity because they're bringing back a show that people love a lot.
Hmm.
Um, and that even now I keep watching TikToks of the younger generation watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time.
Oh,
So
right. Oh,
now
cool.
I love following along with people doing that. So they're like watching it and they're like commenting on every single episode that they're watching and what their
Yeah,
thoughts on
yeah,
it,
yeah.
being like, born now rather than 30 years ago. So it's really
Mm.
interesting how much they still relate to it and they love it, even though it's a much older TV program that they're used to. So I just
Yeah.
love following along with people watching it for the first time now. And I do think that because people are doing that, because people are watching the original, they should
Mm.
take advantage of the original and bring back old characters, even if it's just for an episode, to just be
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, Willow, how's it going? Oh, Willow's doing some big magic school thing
Mm.
now and helping a load of young witches. We won't see her much, but she's there, It'd be
Yeah.
so interesting to have those kinds of storylines that they can dip in and out of if they want to.
Mm.
And it does
Yeah.
expand the world a lot more that way. So it does feel like, we've watched them come from high school and now they're all these, 40-year-old adults that are going and making the world better individually. They might not be the Scooby group anymore, but they're like
Mm.
separated and doing good. So I feel like it would be nice if they did that.
Do you know what you said just there about having these kind of storylines or plot lines that they can dip in and out of? I
Mm,
really like the sound of that, because in my mind, having cameos from past cast members, like
mhm,
past characters, it just feels a little bit sad and a little bit like performative. Like,
mhm,
oh, hey, look, here's Willow. Everyone remember Willow? Let's bring her out for 5 minutes and then send her packing on her way.
mhm,
But having her coming in occasionally and kind of weaving in storylines with some of these past
mm.
characters, that would be so much nicer. Like, they don't have to be there the whole time. And it
Yeah.
probably wouldn't necessarily help the show to have just all these old cast members in all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, like having them weave in and out, I think that would be,
It's like,
oh,
oh,
that would
we
be
know
so
who to
good.
go to, and then it's like a whole episode of talking to Giles, Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
part of it. They're part of solving the problems or anything that comes up. And um, do you think they're going to do like Monster of the Week vibe? I don't know.
I feel not.
Mm,
I just don't think they will. I think, especially if it's a shorter season, they
mhm.
don't really have the time to have
Yes,
Monster of the Week episodes if they want to have some kind of like overall plot, character
but
development, all that kind of stuff.
season one was only 12 episodes, and they still did Monster of the Week and an overarching plot line.
That's true. That's true. But
So
I
it can be
mean,
done.
the master appeared so infrequently in season one, didn't he? Like,
Mm,
having just rewatched it, we really noticed how few
mm.
episodes he was in and how many
It's because
episodes
he
he
had
wasn't
nothing to
even
do
mentioned
anyway.
in. Yeah,
He
just
wasn't
chilling,
interesting. He
chilling
was
with
just
the
under the library
candles.
waiting.
I hope they were scented candles and he was having a lovely time down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my gut feeling that it won't be Monster of the Week. I feel like
Mm,
the show had already moved past that by the time it finished. So for them to go back to that feels a little
mm.
bit, don't know.
Yeah, it'll be
I think
interesting
I think
because
shorter season with like quite a heavy, not heavy as in serious, but like quite an
mm,
intense plot for that time.
hmm hmm yeah,
And so something else Sarah Michelle Gellar said about it was that they were still working on the how and the why, so it's taking a long time.
yeah,
So I don't think it's coming anytime soon at all. I
mm,
don't think they've filmed more than one episode, maybe not even an episode,
yes.
like maybe just a kind of concept like
Yeah, I remember her
thing.
saying that they did film the pilot, but they were going over it and like
Yeah.
so I feel like they might refilm it. Like they filmed
Yeah.
a version then. They
A
filmed
version.
one
Yeah. Yeah.
version
Yeah.
of the pilot, but that's not
Yeah.
necessarily the one that they're going with.
Yeah.
Um, and it's slightly like I feel like she's slightly digging herself a hole when she says, I want to wait till it's perfect before I show people, because then everyone is going to see it and think, oh, so she's ready to show us, and
Mm,
this is her version of perfect.
mm,
So, do you know what I mean? So, I feel like she
yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily say perfect because I feel like she's perfection is so hard to strive for, I suppose.
Well, she talked about that on the podcast quite a bit in that when she was a younger actor, she would sign on to films based on a script that she was given and how the movie was going to play out. And then by the time it actually came to filming, the script had changed or they filmed it. And then in the editing process, the movie completely changed and she had no
mhm,
say in that. And what she'd originally signed on for wasn't her vision of the film. And so
yeah.
she, as an actor, really wanted to be on the producing side of things so that she had some control over where the movie or the show or whatever it was
Yes.
going. And I feel
Yeah.
like this is what is really important to her with Buffy is
hmm
that it doesn't stray from what she thinks it should be or could be.
Mm,
And she also said, like, if she is a producer on a film and that film flops or isn't successful or doesn't work for whatever reason, then she knows it was still the version of that film that she set out to make.
yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like she'll be like that with Buffy as well. This will be
Yeah.
the show that she wants to make. And if the
hmm
fans don't like it or it's not well received, at least she knows what she did. Like she was 100% on board with the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she also
Nice.
said she doesn't want it to be better than the original, but
hmm
just to
Yes.
hold up to the original. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair and that's realistic, isn't it? It's not going to be
I
better.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got from the
Mm. No, it's been very
interview.
interesting listening to her talk about it and also just generally talk about because she was also talking about her working hours and
Yeah.
how she did like you're supposed to have 12 hours on 12 hours
Mm.
off but
Hmm.
she didn't do that because it was the kind of show where she's the main character and the main character is basically in like every episode. So she was
Yeah.
saying that they don't do shows like that anymore. So when I think about
Yeah.
it, actually that's 100% true because when you think about current shows, there's a group of main characters
Yeah.
that switch between episodes. There isn't one person that's always the main
In
character
every
having all the
scene,
lines.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So that also makes me think, okay, so is this going to be a group of
Yeah.
main characters? So she's already cast the girl,
Yeah.
the
Ryan
Slayer.
Sarah Armstrong.
Yes. And did you see it that there's like two others that have been cast? There's actually quite a few people that's been cast. There's this young boy. I'm sorry, I don't remember any of their names. I didn't
Yeah,
write it down.
I have seen quite a
Um,
young cast list for it.
yes, quite a young cast list, and they all look really nice. Like I like that I don't really recognize anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think that's really good, and because I like it when they use new people or up and coming
Hmm.
people, because I think a show like this is a really good opportunity for young actors and actresses to start coming out and really just like showing what they can do, isn't
Yeah.
it? So I like that they're using lots of new people and people that we haven't necessarily seen in other TV shows as well, because it can sometimes get to the point where it's like one actor and he's in like the same kind of 5 different TV shows of the same vibe. So I'm glad they're not doing that either.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, very interesting. I have no idea what to expect, and I sort of don't want to think about it too much, like just because I want to be surprised, I suppose.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of delve into it and hypothesize and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. But also you want to go in with no expectations really. And I think the more you
yes,
think about it or
yeah,
the more you analyze things, the more you're going to
yeah,
build up an idea of
yeah,
what you want it to be in your head. And then when it comes to
yeah.
it, you're going to be
Because
disappointed probably.
Because like our original thing, we would have loved it if she was a mum and that girl was
Mm,
like her daughter
yeah.
and she's becoming the
Yeah.
Slayer. Like that would have been like my ideal version of
Yeah.
the new Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But
Yeah.
I feel like I know for certain that's not going to be the case, like at all.
Mm,
Um, she's probably not going to be with anybody or having any children or anything like that. She's just going to
mm,
be some sort of Slayer teacher,
mm.
which is fair enough. But like, as someone who loves Buffy, I really want her to feel like some sort of love and happiness, and
I know, I know. We love
and the
Buffy. We want Buffy to be happy.
yeah, like the kind of love you do get from family, and
Yeah.
like it doesn't always have to be a chosen family. You can make your own family too,
Mm,
you
mm.
know, like yeah, I know that chosen families are like a massive love vibe in a lot of TV shows, but that's not the only way as well. And I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people, I was actually talking to my husband Luke about this, and I was saying how, like, everyone that's going to be watching it are like, our generation that grew
Mm.
up with it. We're all going to watch it, but I don't feel like it's going to be made for us. And they could have
Yeah.
used that to their advantage. They could have made it for us because there are very little supernatural TV shows that are actually made for people 30 and above. It's
Mm.
always young people in a high
Yeah,
school, in some sort of school environment, which is
it is,
fine.
isn't it?
I
Yeah.
like that, but it's not relatable to me. I relate to now the mothers of those children.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if there was
So
a
true.
supernatural TV show about adults doing adult stuff, doing their lives, trying to sort out their kids while fighting vampires, I think that would be more interesting.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but they're not going to do that, are they?
I mean, yeah. Ugh, gosh, just can't wait to see what they do with it,
Yeah.
though. I mean, unfortunately, I really do think we're going to be waiting a long, long time for this.
Yeah. Well, that's fine because we've got a lot of podcasts to do in the meantime.
I know. Yeah. Please don't start it until we've finished
Yeah.
going through all our rewatch episodes. Universe. Just going to put that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so next week we're watching School Hard, which is
Yeah.
all about Spike. I really wish I had a thought the other day. It would be great if we could watch these together and talk about it as we're watching it, but we can't really do that because we did this over Zoom, but it would be
Yeah.
fun. I want to see
We
your
would
reaction to stuff sometimes.
I know. You can point out the outfits as they actually pop up on screen.
Yes,
Maybe we
yes,
should do
yes.
a like where we watch it at the same time and just like
We could
FaceTime or
try.
text or something.
Yes, okay. Sounds good. Oh my God, did you just see that?
Yeah. Click play at the exact same time and then yeah,
Yeah.
message back and forth.
Yeah. We could do that, couldn't we? Yeah, so I love this episode. Spike first comes in. I love all the whole drama behind his character as well with Josh
Yeah.
Whedon and how he wasn't supposed to be in it like for that long and they were trying to kill him off, but the fans loved him and so
Hmm.
there's lots of stuff to like look into and talk about when it comes to the character of Spike and yeah,
I'm excited
great
for this, yeah.
addition I think to the show. But yeah. Okay, great. So I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
What did you think of this episode?
Let us know in the comments below.
Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.
We're not just saying, we're slaying.
We are the Buffy Babes.